It's hard to imagine that Wayne Rooney is younger than his former teammate Cristiano Ronaldo, who shows no signs of stopping anytime soon. Rooney was the Premier League's poster boy, a breakout star playing for the biggest club in England. The versatility he could provide on the pitch is often overlooked due to his outrageous tally of goals and assists. He could play as a lone striker at number 10 or either wing, and on occasions even play as an 8 or 6. After a career just shy of 2 decades ended in January 2021 at Championship outfit Derby County, a popular discourse arose on Rooney's career. Was he underrated or overrated? A question many deemed outrageous due to his consistent service for 13 years at Manchester United. But others have argued that the English media managed to create an inflated image of him, and over time, Rooney became overrated. Now, underrated and overrated are completely fluid and endless topics of discussion to be had amongst friends. This is exactly why watching this will help you form a coherent judgment about where you stand. Let's unravel the illustrious career of Wayne Rooney. Wayne Rooney was always a prodigy, and his strong physique was complemented by an outworldly technical ability from the very start. A story from his childhood days captures the essence of his outrageous technique, even as a child. Rooney's former coach narrated how on a counter-attack once, Rooney was running through the middle along with a teammate on either side. There was just one defender to beat. The coach was yelling at him to pass, while his father was encouraging him to take the defender on himself. Wayne Rooney chose to hit a screamer from outside the box instead, before turning to the bench with a quick shrug and a huge grin on his face. Even before Rooney hit the double digits in age, he had already scored over 100 goals at youth level. Everton scouts signed him to the youth academy at the age of 9, where his development progressed at a frightening pace. He was part of the Everton under-18 squad in 2001 at the age of just 15. A year later, Wayne Rooney made his first team debut against Tottenham in August 2002. Later that year, Rooney scored his debut Premier League goal against Arsenal in spectacular fashion. He became the youngest Premier League goal scorer back then. 67 appearances and 17 goals later, the Red Devils broke the transfer record for the highest fee paid for a teenager, and Rooney moved to Manchester United for around 26 million euros in 2004. Under Sir Alex Ferguson's guidance, Rooney didn't need much time to start firing. He scored a hat-trick on his debut for the club under the Champions League floodlights. Rooney was called up for international duty even before moving to Manchester United. The English national team had been longing for a prolific striker when Rooney was selected in his Everton days. An important point to keep in mind is that he was called up for the Euros in 2004 as an 18-year-old and found himself surrounded with generational players, the likes of Steven Gerrard, Paul Scholes, Frank Lampard, and many other world-class players were deemed a part of England's golden generation. The weight of bringing it home rested heavily on their shoulders. But a carefree teenager amongst them was simply living the dream. He was fascinated by the chefs cooking food for them at the team hotel, and self-admittedly felt as if he was on a fancy vacation with some friends. In the very first match of the tournament against a stacked French side, Wayne Rooney announced his prodigal abilities to the world. He even managed to cleverly body-check Lilian Thuram, who had questioned Rooney's inexperience before the match. He ran around players bigger than him and fearlessly got stuck into challenges. After scoring 4 goals in as many games and a quarter-final exit, Rooney was named in the Euro team of the tournament and became the youngest goal scorer in the tournament's history at the time. The young star was seen as England's bright spark over many other well-seasoned compatriots. The quarter-final exit came with a broken leg for Rooney, and he wondered if this was as good as it was going to get for him. Rooney would go on to participate in 3 World Cups and 2 more Euros. He managed a whopping 120 caps while bagging 53 goals and supplying 21 assists across an international career spanning over 15 years. A recurring pattern of underwhelming performances at major tournaments developed for Rooney over time though. Injuries at unfortunate times and the weight of mounting expectations played a crucial role in ensuring that the 2004 Euros would remain his most memorable international campaign. One of the most underrated qualities Rooney possessed was his work rate off the ball. He would run and press the opposition with extreme ferocity, at times at the risk of a foul or a fit of rage taking over. A popular image of not performing up to his potential at major international tournaments formed on Rooney. He also became prey to the media's raised expectations of him, and this only meant added pressure. The state of England's international upsets cast a shadow on Rooney's international legacy, But statistically, for the English side, he was among the top few names for goals, assists, and appearances. So even if he was one of England's finest, it wasn't during England's finest period. All in all, Rooney's international career had an average impact with a lot of memorable moments. In 2004, Manchester United bought two young attackers for a rebuild to turn their silverware misfortunes in previous years. One of them was considered to win at least one Ballon d'Or in the future with the way he started, the other was Cristiano Ronaldo. Rooney was considered to be a far greater prospect when they both arrived at Old Trafford in 2004. The shift in tide happened around the 2006 World Cup when Rooney played in the tournament without recovering completely from a broken toe. The quarterfinal clash against a young Ronaldo's Portugal side turned sour when he was sent off for a rash stamp. The altercation with club teammate Ronaldo was one for the history books that night. England bowed out to Portugal and Rooney didn't score a single goal in the tournament. The season after the 2006 World Cup changed the narrative for Rooney as Ronaldo came back a completely different beast. Ronaldo had won the Young Player of the Season award twice in a row before, but with Ronaldo's explosion in the league and his skillful playstyle, suddenly Rooney had to accommodate for his teammate to flourish. A technically gifted player, Rooney now had the added responsibilities of making runs to take defenders away from the goal, dropping deeper to help build up play, and leaving the free kicks and penalties up to his shining peer. And credit where credit is due, Rooney did this without any hesitation and always put the team first. This also explains why he is so revered by the Manchester United fan base. He had much more in his locker than just the role he was asked to perform, but someone had to perform those duties and Rooney always stepped up. While Ronaldo was breaking new records, the media didn't hold back on making comparisons between the two. Since their arrival together and Rooney's promising start with the club, the comparisons were inevitable. But in hindsight, maybe it was a bit unfair to compare him to one of the greatest players in the history of football. Of course, no one was sure of this back then. Between 2007 and 2009, Rooney was an integral part of the Premier League three-peat side and Champions League winners. During this period, he wasn't too far behind Ronaldo's output in front of goal, but even after a successful 3 years, the media started questioning whether Rooney would fall short of ever fulfilling the potential everyone saw back in his debut season with the club. After Ronaldo's departure to Real Madrid, Rooney could once again take over the reins as the focal attacking player. He scored 26 goals from his preferred striker role and silenced the brewing criticism surrounding him. As Manchester City started spending a fortune on players, Rooney was reportedly questioning the club's ambition. But this was speculated by sections of the fan base as a ploy to increase his wages, even though he outright rejected that claim. The most iconic moment of his career came in February 2011, as a tight Manchester derby saw a picture-perfect bicycle goal from Rooney, the same goal that was later given the club's Goal of the Decade award. After losing out to their rivals in one of the closest league finishes, Robin van Persie came to Old Trafford to help them reclaim the title. The arrival of the most in-demand striker at the time meant Rooney had to return to his former supportive duties. He was deployed as a roaming playmaker behind the main striker. This was an apparent cause for wanting to move away the very next summer, but Sir Alex and Wayne Rooney recount the tale differently. It was the beginning of the end, as after Sir Alex retired, no other managers could get anything better out of an aging Wayne Rooney. The young prospect from a decade ago was now a senior figure at the club. He fulfilled the roles he was asked to undertake under the next few managers before the physical toll on his body became too apparent to continue. In 2017, he moved back to Everton and played his twilight years there before a brief stint for DC United in the MLS. The last stint came at Derby County as a player-manager, where he announced his retirement in 2021. The downfall, in terms of physical attributes, hit Rooney very hard in the twilight years of his career. This gave rise to easy shots for the media to rewrite history and change narratives about his career. People quickly turned on the bandwagon and started calling him overrated due to a recency bias. But anyone who has devotedly watched Wayne Rooney play year in and year out can vouch for his greatness. Many people would tell you they screamed his name while playing football just before they were about to shoot from 30 yards out in hope of replicating the spectacular. A common household name across the world thanks to his longevity and personality, it's easy to forget how great Wayne actually was. But we return the question to you, the viewer. What do you think about Rooney's career? Is it overhyped, or will he always be viewed as underrated? Let us know in the comments below.